YouTube, what's going on? Horse Racing Gamer here. Welcome back to Gallop Race 2003. I actually didn't do the original intro, and TV is like super loud. Super duper loud. Alright, so I'm recording this literally a day after the last video. You guys obviously probably aren't seeing it the day after, but you're seeing it within a week of the last video, either way. And we ended up having a successful year. As much as we struggled in some of the races, two girls ended up getting their titles. One Lady Miracle, she gets her first title. Not there, Eric, but here. She's a GWS Turf champion. And the Turf Series is not easy to win. I think it's the most difficult to win realistically because you're dealing with the longer distance races and you have to have a horse with stamina, right? The sprint can be challenging, but all you really need is a super fast horse that's not going to die out, you know, running 7 furlongs at a pretty high speed, and you can win the sprint. But the turf requires a lot of durability for one and endurance for two. So I'm so happy we got her first title. And Pale Reef, I think she has what, 6 now? I totally had forgotten how many titles I've already gotten with her. So yeah, she has 6. And I'm going to keep racing with her. I'm in no rush to retire her. I think we are okay with our brood mares, and we'll make room for them when we need to. So next, yeah, I don't even know what to really... Maybe I should see what titles are still available in the game. I mean, she's not really going to be able to win the sprint, so actually, let me see. Does this game actually reveal the titles to you when you're like you want to look to see what you've unlocked? Like, I know they do in 2004, but I'm not sure if it does that in this game. Horse title. Yeah, just like... And the thing is, like, the titles are just on screen. Like, I can't even, like, go into details about them, so... What else are we missing? Yeah, we're missing like 3 other titles, which in all honesty, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get them with the current group of horses. Maybe America's Dream. Maybe him. Yeah, there's 3 titles we're missing. I wonder what they are. I'm sure you guys know off the top of your head. I can't remember. So, One Lady Miracle, I just want to stack grade 1s with her now. So, we don't have to worry about chasing any GWSs with her. I will run her in the Climax Stakes. 12 furlongs, maybe getting her a lawn champ title would be nice. Pale Reef, that's I'm trying to figure out what to do with her. Because if we're not going to title chase with her, then we're just winning races just to win races. I don't know if that's really worth doing anything long term. Can she run on the dirt? That's what I wanted to check. What's her dirt rating? Oh yeah, it's good. Dirt title. It might still be difficult at this point. I totally forgot. Okay, yeah, dirt title 100%. Not even a question. In fact, we can probably run her in the February Stakes. Let's go. Yeah, February Stakes for sure. Ready for combat. Ready for combat. Don't ask me what that was. I don't even know myself. Kyoto Queen Cup, yeah, let's put her in a grade 2. 10.5 is a bit of a stretch, but I just want to see how she handles it. I don't have to worry about losing with her. Sorry, I was just reading a message in America's Dream. Blah, 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 blah. I mean, it's probably not going to be nothing for him until March. So I could give him a layoff. Actually, no international grade 1s. He's got to get a title. And we could chase a GWS dirt title with him. Actually, I'm curious how he'll run on the dirt. We may have to risk losing a race. Not ideal, but again, I kind of want to see if he can handle the dirt, how he would respond. So I think what I'm going to do here, I'm going to run him 8 furlongs in February. Impost too high. Wow. Really? Impost too high. So he's not even a dirt horse, but because he's done so well on the turf, like they, I guess, consider that as if he should have a handicap. Because if we put him in a 7 furlong race on the turf, okay, impost either way. So they're saying he's too good for open competition. And I don't want to unnecessarily carry a 15-pound handicap. It's not going to give us a good measuring stick at all to see how you can do on the dirt. So, okay. Well, you know what? I can run him in this race because who else am I going to put in it? None of the other girl. Oh, no. That's a lie, actually. Pale Reef. She could go for the GWS. Then she would actually have all 3 of the titles. Ugh. You know what? The game's not going to take him away. I'm just kind of going to leave him there. Like, I could just continue racing him in grade 3s just to build his form, but I don't know. That just seems really redundant at this point, but I guess we don't really have a choice. You know what? This grade 2, actually. I run him in a grade 2. Top 3 go to the Azalea Cup. If he can nail that, then sure. Let's try to get him a grade 1 win. And then, I think we can do breeding this year, can't we, or no? No, we still can't do breeding because we haven't retired anybody yet. So yeah, never mind. Never mind, never mind, never mind. And, time for training. We actually didn't do too bad last time out. I might try speed training again. Here we go. Yeah, it feels... I mean, I think I did say we were going to miss a couple of years of breeding coming up. But, like, we could turn Pale Reef into, like, a Triple Crown GWS type of champion. So if I can do that, I might as well. And not to mention, that will help her breeding profile even more. You know? Oh, boy. Go, go, go. I actually got it. I didn't even use my left hand. I used my right hand. And 84. Wow. That was a lot of yellow excellent bars, too. Okay. I mean, we still succeeded, but like 84, I thought that was at least like a 90. I didn't miss anything, did I? I didn't miss anything, and most of it was excellent. A couple goods in there. But I mean, hey, that's 2 successful training sessions. I might continue to do that for King Lark, especially since his father is twin son, who, if you can't remember, comes from Mad Courage. The speed is already there, so maybe we can actually make this guy like a perfect 99 speed horse. Like, look at the speed and the guts already. I really wonder. So excited for his debut. Well, readings next month, so I mean, there's really no reason to retire anybody. Let's be honest. One Lady Miracle's still not doing. I mean, she won her GWS turf. I guess I should see if I can start to win races with her. If not, maybe I will need to retire her early. She might have peaked quicker than I expected, and maybe her ceiling potential that I was talking about, I think, in the last episode. Maybe she was only meant to be so good. I had higher expectations for her, but again, maybe she just wasn't going to be that type of horse. It happens sometimes. In fact, she's really just named One Lady Miracle because she was our first filly in over 20 years in this game. Right? We were just happy we had one. I don't think she was meant to be like, an all-star. But she did win a GWS, so that'll still put her in the Hall of Fame. Pale Reef, though, up in the GWS, or not the GWS dirt, not yet at least, but she's racing in our first grade 1, first race of the day, the February Stakes. It is snowy conditions. It's going to look beautiful. And she is actually the favorite. So, yeah, we should be able to win. I'm not worried about any horse in this race except for maybe Urban Carol and Courtly Doe. That's number 1 and number 3. Oh, it's a Carol fest. We have Urban Carol at the top. We have Shady Carol at the bottom. The Carol twins are here. And we have a Silent Fest as well. Silent Moon and Silent Bomb. So it's a Carol Fest with the Carol twins. The Silent twins are also here. Any other twins? Do we have triplets? It doesn't appear so. Yeah. Oh, only Moon. So we do have 2 moons. Only Moon and Silent Moon. Okay. Okay, so dancers. Oh, yeah, I've actually missed quite a few. Yeah, so we have Carol twins. We have silent, bros. We have Moon Stars. You know, we have the Dancer Twins as well. Yeah, it's a lot of twinnery going on here for this February stakes. Let's just go ahead and get to the race. Just go ahead and get to the race and see how this works out. You know what? I would say a beautiful snowy day, at least, where like the fans aren't like actually getting snowed on, but like the track itself on the outer layer like has the snow. I think that'd be a cool aesthetic. And as long as, you know, there's no snow actually really on the track for the horses, yeah, I think that would actually fit. But apparently we're racing with the snow on the track. Like, is that... Are there actual thoroughbred tracks that like allow snow to be on them? Like, I know harness tracks will race in pretty much any reasonable condition, but thoroughbreds, I can't recall if I've ever seen a video of like a snow race. I've seen really bad, you know, obviously races in the wet, but never with snow. So I'm kind of curious if any of you have maybe seen something like that. Let me know in the comment section below. As always, thank you guys for love and support on the videos, the channel. Make sure to leave your comments in regards to the video if you would like to do so, and join our Discord if you haven't done that already. We talk about everything from Gallop Racer to just horse racing to video games to just like world stuff, but mostly games and Gallop Racer. So if you're into that and horses, I would say then make sure you join our Discord. Okay. Got started a lot later than I wanted to, and that's going to be it. I kind of want to redo that race, but that would mean I would have to redo training as well. Because like we're the favorite, so like I wanted to see like what her potential would be, but kind of forgot I needed to keep her a lot closer for her to be competitive. Not ideal, but I'm actually going to let that stand because I really don't feel like restarting all of that. I'm just like being lazy. I don't want to restart. So, yeah, I had her in a good position. I just totally forgot she needed to be much closer to the front. So that's just me not even paying attention. But I was just wanted to get the message of the Discord across for anybody that's new to the channel, which to me is more important. We'll get her a dirt win. That was kind of an annoying one to lose, but it's the first one of the year. So we're up with the Kyoto Queen Cup, the Grade 2 here in Kyoto, Japan, with Ready for Combat, and she actually is the favorite. Fortunately, she's a procedure. I don't have to worry about being at the back with her. And she's developing, so I feel good with what we can do. So yeah, like I'm not going to... Paracosm has the record here. Nice. I'm not going to sweat that race with Pale Reef. I mean, obviously if we're that far back, we're not going to have a chance, so I just got to pay attention next time. Good start here for Ready for Combat. I mean, she's really been fun to work with. You know, she fights hard every time. Her stats are not obviously where you want them to be. Seriously. Her stats aren't where you want them to be. Oh, now we're going to lose all this momentum on the curb. That's hilarious. And the annoying thing about this game, just a side note, is like how they'll look. They're running 4 wide for no reason. This is so stupid. Like, move in. Running 4 wide. It doesn't even make sense. You rarely see that. Now I'm gonna move in, and we're the favorite. I hope she can handle this. It'd be nice to get to the rail. I don't think we're gonna be afforded that today. Because, yeah, it's been a little bit of a rough start. So, get moving, get moving. We got to clear this horse. Got to clear this horse now. Clear this horse. Put the butt in your face. There we go. Keep her right here. Still hold. We can hold. Now we can send her. Now we can send her. There we go. Okay. I may have just saved her. If I didn't move her to the inside, that probably would have been the end of our race, but it looks like I got her together. And again, as I was saying in the beginning, she's been really fun to work with. Beginning of the race was not ideal at all, but she makes it work, and she wins a big Grade 2, the Kyoto Queen Cup, and she does it convincingly. So what may have looked like potential trouble in the beginning turned out to be nothing but a temporary scare, or a temporary hurdle. whatever words you want to say. So that's a good grade 2 win there for Ready for Combat. She, on the other hand, is giving me much more confidence in comparison to One Lady Miracle, who I may have to retire sooner than I expected. But at least we can put her in the breeding barn because her stats for the important categories are still good. So I think I'll have her replace Catch this gal. I think that'll be my plan. But yeah, good win there for Ready for Combat. Good win. Still only C ranked, but that's her 4th win. So yeah, she has a pretty good win percentage. I mean, she's more or less about 30%. I mean, most horses have nothing close to that in real life as far as an actual win percentage. So 30% is pretty decent. Could race her in an open. Yeah. Don't really want to do that. World Peace in Hiroshima. I think we'll go ahead and take that on unless there's something better. She's not ready for the Universal Cup. And the grade 2 quartz? 9.5 in a grade 3 or 12.5 in a grade 2. This would probably be a higher... I mean, that's obviously a higher quality race to win, but 12.5, I feel like that still might be a stretch for her. She just ran 10, and she handled that well, but 12.5 I think would be a stretch, and I'm not trying to do that. Alright, Pale Reef. Let's get you in the GWS Dirt. And we'll have her run the Universal Cup. If I could get my life together. Which actually, now that I realize that, she'll run the Universal Cup, which means this guy, America's Dream, we can still actually put in that GWS Dirt race. So I think I'm going to do that with him. So I'm going to scratch him from the grade 2 Tampa. And I'm just going to save him for the Eagle Stakes. And he's more than likely to handle the shorter distance better anyways, because as you can see, his speed is almost at 80. He's developing quite nicely now into his 3-year-old season. Power finally just hit 70, same with Guts. So, yeah, America's Dream should be fine and dandy. I'm guessing his speed will hit 90 if it's already almost at 80. I couldn't see it not hitting 90. You recommend speed training. Well, good thing for you to know is I was already going to do speed training, so your recommendation really didn't mean anything. Little guy, I was already 2 steps ahead of you. But thank you. Thank you very much. Like I was, well, until I got that good. I was hitting yellow excellence on the last training exercise. How did that only amount to 84 points? I know the whip is coming. Not that whip. Those are okay. It's when I have to do it continuously, like now. You hear it going in. Yep. Now it didn't work. I tried the same method. Analog stick got stuck in. You get 76 points. I've been doing at least above my average for this, so I'm consistent, even if it's not great. I think we could have done better. Oh, good job. Okay. Well, good. I mean, I usually don't get those ratings on training. Usually it's like, oh, I thought we could have done better. That was awful. You know, like he's just always just completely just dejecting and demoralizing and not motivating at all. Just look at the speed. King Lark, I cannot wait, dude. He has so much speed in his pedigree on his father's side. Twin son, fast as heck. Mad Courage, faster than that. Honeybee, Speed Demon as a closer. You know, and then you have Scotch Dancer. She was extremely quick as well. Like, oh, I'm so excited for King Lark, man. I really feel like he's just going to set the Gallop Racer Wild on fire. Let's do a quick save because we have 4 races all happening in the same week. And based off of how some of those races go, we may decide to retire one of the girls or not. I don't know. I would still like to give Pale Reef a shot at the dirt, but I got to see if she can realistically win a dirt race if I actually focus. Now, if I do my best and she can't win it, then I'll probably just be like, all right, we can maybe retire her now, and we can do breeding and, you know, go from there. But we'll see. All right, Ready for Combat. She's up in a grade 3. She is the second favorite behind one of the Carroll twins. Urban Carroll's here. Only Moon as well. And, yeah. It's our race to win, even though we're not the favorite, but we're close enough. She's still developing slowly, but it's not discouraging me. I think she's 4 years old now. I'm not concerned because she's still been doing well enough to be competitive, and that's really all that matters. So, I just hope her stats don't like tap out at like a low level. You know, I hope she has like stats maybe. Gosh, I don't know. Now I think about it, I don't know if her speed will hit 80. I wonder if it will. Depends on how long she continues to grow. If she starts to peak like this year into next year, then yeah, she's probably not going to amount to much. From Crimson Art out of Frugal Lark, I mean, she should have solid stats. I mean, she's only 4 years old now, and again, we know from Crimson Art horses in the past, you know, they don't really start showing a big boom of like growth in their stats until they're 5. So she still really has another year until like her stats just start to really kick into high gear and start to get into those higher numbers. So maybe she'll be all right. And to be honest, as long as she can be like a low to mid 80s type of horse, I'll be satisfied because that's pretty much what Crimson and Frugal were for the most part. Obviously, they had 90 stats, but like they were consistent with the 80s. That's what I'm saying. Good run here from Ready for Combat. The thing I've noticed about her is she is able to maintain her speed pretty well here. She doesn't have a massive drop off. Now, it's going to be a fight to the end. One horse still there on the inside, Ready for Combat, trying to pull away. Half a furlong left to go. 10 horses driving. Got to keep going, my girl. Got to keep going. Oh, man. I think the 10 may have just gotten us, and that wasn't even the favorite. But that may have been the other horse I mentioned, so let's see. She fights so well every time, man. She really is fun to work with, you know. Yeah, 10 may have just got us. Yep, Only Moon. Only Moon just gets us. We've had a lot of close photo finishes here with Ready for Combat, but she's been at the wire every time. That's what you would expect with the horse from Frugal Lark and Crimson Art, right? Yeah, Only Moon just getting us by a nose, but she was in a good position and she ran a great stretch. I'm not even upset about that. It was a good race, and yeah, she's been consistent. She finished where she was supposed to as well, so we can't even be mad. All right, the Eagle Stakes, America's Dream. Decent odds. He was not going to be the favorite. It's pretty much the same type of field of horses we ran against, I think, last year. For the dirt, that is. So, yeah, we'll see how he does. I don't really know what to expect. We could either win this race or he could finish somewhere in the top 5 at the minimum. And have a good run. We'll see. I mean, he has an okay dirt rating, so it's not as if it's a terrible idea to put him on the dirt. It's just a matter of how competitive he'll be. Could you imagine that? If he was also good at the dirt, then he would be really like Delta Dream in our 2004 series. Like, they're already very similar, just with opposite, surface preferences. But if this guy can be comfortable with the dirt, then wow. It's got to be the Dream name. It's definitely some Tecmo code boost, as I mentioned in the last episode. So we're off and running in the Eagle Stakes. We're straight out the chute and we're down the track. It is a 6 furlong mad sprint to the end. And Delta Dream, just want to make sure I get him to the leaders. He doesn't have to obviously pass them, but he gets up to speed well. So the race is here for us. Okay, just want to make sure he understands to get pretty close up here. See when these guys start to go. And now we're go. I don't see if America's Dream can pull away. Does he have the speed to go? 14's still there. The 9's still there. Come on, America's Dream. 9's going to go past us. Does he have an answer? He's still fighting tough, but here comes the rush from the field. America's Dream trying to hold on. He has hit the wall. And I think he's going to finish 7th. Yep. Gosh, he really looked like he was in a position to maybe hold on, but once that rush came, and he was supposed to finish 8th, so 1 spot higher, but yeah, that wasn't even a bad race. It's just like, I guess that shows you he's a strong horse, and he's talented enough to run on the dirt, but winning against those caliber, those type of caliber horses, that's going to be probably too tough for him. He really is a turf dominant horse, so we'll keep him on the turf, but we can still experiment with the dirt every blue moon. But and he's still growing as well. Maybe if he's faster, the way that'll change. So like I said, we'll maybe revisit it at another time. Anyways, Good fought effort for him in the Eagle Stakes. We'll move on to the Universal Cup. We're still here on the dirt in Dubai. Pale Reef, she's up. We'll see what she's made of on the dirt. She has a good dirt rating, so she should be a lot better than what America's Dream is on the dirt. Beauty value is here. Vast Delight as well. That's just fantastic. Opening tap. So yeah, some really, really strong dirt horses, which means if I have any chances of wanting to win it, we have to beat Vast Delight and Beauty Value, both of whom are probably, yeah, they're in pretty good years of their career right now. So they're not weak, is what I'm trying to say. And Pale Reef, she's peaked, so she'll start going downhill. Her stats have already dropped 3 points, I think, in the last couple of months. So it's not to say we can't win, but it's going to be a tough and tall task. To say the least. To say the least. We'll see how this goes, yeah? They are on the track indeed. Thank you for the confirmation. I had no idea. I thought those were running mosquitoes. I am so sorry. I didn't realize they were horses. So they really still has the record here. That's actually insane. Yeah, not a good start. I'm off and on with Pale Reef. I either get a perfect start or, you know, it's a really, really bad one that you just want to forget. Now, one thing I have to remember to avoid what I did last time, keep her towards the front so we have a chance to actually win the race, Eric. Now, unless the game tells me she's running too far up, I will... Okay, see? The game's telling me she's running too far up, so I'm going to drop her back until that thing goes away. Okay. Not that far. Just, you know. So she can be right here at this. This is perfectly fine with me. I'm okay with this. It depends, you know. Sometimes I feel like I've ran her fifth and the game's like, ah, this is fine. But it depends on, I guess, the field and just whatever. I still think it's like a numerical thing, but it should be, from my understanding. Maybe it's not all the time. Now, there's really no room for her, so I don't know what we're going to do. In fact, I'm just going to keep her to the rail, save some ground. Oh, actually, that works out perfectly. Yep, worked out perfectly. Get her on the run. Let's go. All right, try to push off with Pale Reef. And down the stretch we come in the Universal Cup. I feel like she's going to tire out. Oh, Stamina's going to get her big time. Yeah, she's not as strong on the dirt as she is the turf, that's for sure. I feel like she's always tiring out a bit. Like, that's the first time I've tapped into Stretch Burst in a while. She's hanging in there. So she'll finish a solid potential fourth. Yeah, I think we may have just gotten that photo. I think she'll finish fourth. No, fifth. Close. Must have just lost that by a nose. She doesn't have the same explosiveness that she does on the turf. So, yeah, it wasn't the best of races still. But it really wasn't much I could do. The positioning was not too wide open for us. We had her at the front. I dropped her back, obviously, once, you know, the game said that. And I figured we were too far up. She settled in, and the inside opened up. I don't really know what else they really wanted me to do. I mean, we've tried playing catch-up with her before. That's not her style. Like, she's been dominant when she can get a good jump on the horses into the stretch at the right time. But if you're asking her to play catch-up, even with what her stat says, she never was really able to do that in her biggest wins. Like, I always won from her, with her, by getting a good jump and a good start on our stretch run. But anytime I was kind of slacking off, so to speak, and I kind of missed the timing, she couldn't catch back up. So I'm not really sure what they wanted us to do there. We finished one spot worse than what we were supposed to. She was supposed to finish fourth. We finished fifth in a nose finish, you know. I think if we would have actually finished fourth, they would have given us better grades. That's just kind of how it works. So she's not bad on the dirt. You can see, I mean, for her to still finish fifth in the Universal Cup is not awful. But it's like, yeah, I think I would have been better off probably trying to pursue the dirt with her earlier in her career. I think it'll be difficult. I mean, granted, the Universal Cup is a big race against really tough horses. So maybe that just was asking too much of her. If I put her in a domestic dirt race, could she have a better chance? I don't know. I still feel like the dirt is actually a little bit more challenging than what the game is giving her credit for, or what the game is saying. It gives her a good dirt rating, but like it feels a lot tougher than that. One Lady Miracle's up here in this Grade 1 Climax Stakes. Middle of the road odds. She could finish top 5. She could win or not. So, like I said, this whole week is going to determine a lot of what we'll end up doing. So as much as I would love to pursue the GWS Dirt with Pale Reef, I don't think it'll actually be worth it based off of where she's at now. I already have that feeling based off of those 2 races. The first one, yeah, I messed up, but she's still, I could still feel her struggling, in the stretch to run on the dirt. And I noticed the same thing there in that Universal Cup. I can't really explain it. It's just like a feeling I have with certain horses when they can run on turf or dirt or vice versa. Not the greatest of starts, as always. Kind of missed that one by a mile. That wasn't really the plan, even though I kind of thought for a second, okay, maybe she can benefit from like a late start, but I didn't want to. I never again want to get like an awful start like that. That is never the plan. But I was intending on not getting a perfect one. I was just trying to maybe get something in between good and bad. Either way, it works out. She's exactly where she needs to be, so there's nothing to worry about right now. And that's one good thing about her. Like, if she gets a bad start, she can get up to the front pretty quickly. But yeah, with Pale Reef, I could try to chase those domestic dirts. I feel like I've done that before in this game and 2004, where I would try to chase a title with a horse that was on the decline on a course that, on a surface that wasn't his preference, right? I'm like, well, what else can we do with this horse? Let's chase this title even though it's not their preference. I've done that several times, and it's never worked, No, not really. If it's worked, it's because like I was on an amazing horse that was still extremely competitive and able to win on any surface, Like I think, what horse is like that? Formal Opera, maybe? He was a dirt horse, but he was able to win races on turf pretty well, even sometimes not having the best of performances, but he was still consistent enough. You know what I mean? So I feel like for Pale Reef, she's kind of in that boat where she's just not able to really dominate on the dirt as much because she is on the decline. Now, One Lady Miracle is still fighting. There's still plenty of race left to go. But this is a tough race. She does get stretch bursts. Oh, look at these guys on the left. They're going crazy. It's an absolute run. Over-whipped her. And she's not going to finish where she needs to either. 5th again. Is that where we were supposed to finish? I don't think so. Probably 3rd? Yeah. D on the stretch run. Yeah, I guess they wanted me to get going sooner, huh? Yeah, I was just worried if I did that with her, she would have tired out. So not the best of weeks at all, but I guess that was kind of expected more or less. And be ready for combat. She did as well as always. America's Dream is not really for the dirt, and Pale Reef I think is just beyond that point where she can be extremely competitive on the dirt. And the One Lady Miracle one, I would say that was definitely more on me because like I guess according to the game I needed to get her going sooner, but yeah, I don't know, I was worried about her tiring out. But, I mean, you can see what I've done with her. Like, it's just, this is how it's been with One Lady Miracle. It has just been ups and downs, but, like, not terrible performances. That 7th place in that Grade 1 was bad. 6th place in that second cup. As you can see, she's finishing in the top 5 or the top 3. And she's still competitive enough to run against some good horses, but winning just seems to be kind of on a whole nother... just another playing field. Her stats are still good. I don't know, man. She's 5 years old. She's not still growing. She's already peaked. Like, she's on the way back down. Her and Pale Reef, both of these girls are on their way down from their peaks. Like, they've already hit the top. They're on the bottom. They're heading towards the bottom. I could continue to race them. For Pale Reef, it would be about trying to just get maybe a couple more Grade 1s. The dirt, I think, would be too challenging and take us forever to win anyway. She's already 6 years old. And One Lady Miracle, she's 5. Yes, her stats both of their stats are still good. It's not about that. It's just, I think there's an obvious feeling of knowing when maybe it's just time to just, call it call it a time for your horses and allow them to enjoy the rest of their days. Running a horse into the ground is not my philosophy anyways, unless that horse can still win. But if I'm struggling, it's just like I don't think it makes sense to continue to pursue that. So what I think I'm going to do, ready for combat, I want to give her a shot. And whatever dirt grade 1 will be available, if we get one. Can we try the Louisville Derby? Oh, she's 4 years old. I forgot. I was thinking of America's Dream's age, and then just putting that on ready for combat. Yeah, she missed that window last year, but she wouldn't have been ready. Lots of turf races, not a lot of dirt, but we're going to go ahead and run her in one of my favorite races, the Grade 3 Nagano, or Grade 2 Nagano, 8 furlongs. So next best thing for you, my girl. I would like to get you into some grade 1s this year just to see how you respond. Guts hits 71, so that's cool. Her heart is developing better. America's Dream says okay for the dirt. I think maybe again at a later point once he gets stronger we can give it a shot. He's good enough to win grade 1s I think on the turf now. So let's go ahead and put him in the Azalea Cup, which would have been his path anyways had he won that grade 2. So I think what I'm going to do is actually retire both of the gals. Let me just verify who we have back there, and then I want to make that move. As much as I like riding with Pale Reef and One Lady Miracle, she can be really, really fun at one time and then extremely confusing at another. HRG Arrow. Wow, look at this filly's development. She's 4-star potential already, 5-star finesse, 5-star toughness. She's already maxed out on toughness and finesse and 3-star discipline. And again, she's from Electric Arrow out of Frugal Lark. She should be a monster. I enjoyed the heck out of racing with Electric Arrow. I didn't realize how fun that horse would be, man. Very, very fun horse. I mean, anybody we breed with Frugal Lark, for the most part, should be a pretty fantastic horse. I just think that's already the case. But let's look. Oh, yeah, this will work out perfect. I'm just going to replace Cassius Gal and Suave Master, who I said they were going to be the first 2 to go anyways. Like, her stats, blah. Her stats are, nah. Frugal Lark, better stats overall. Honeybee, she has a lot of A's. And East Pool, yeah, she's got the right stats in the right categories, with the exception of power and stamina. That's kind of the sacrifice. But overall, these 3 to me are stronger than these bottom 2. So I'm going to go ahead and retire the both of them, which also means we can get to breeding in this episode. Literally within the next 2 minutes. Surprise! Da 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 da. That's just me sounding off imaginary instruments that you guys can't hear, but just use your imagination. The instruments are going off. So, Pale Reef. My girl. It's time to retire you into the Hall of Fame. She'll follow behind Hall of Famers East Pool, Social Brandy, Frugal Lark, Toxic Waters, and Electric Arrow. She's going to be the 6th inductee into the 2003 HRG Hall of Fame, and she will replace Suave Master at the bottom. And there she is, Pale Reef. She goes in there with S, and One Lady Miracle. I need to save you just in case we do some series. And actually, I forgot, saving these horses, I have the option where they'll come back in the game at random points in my season mode. So it's always fun to race against some of our older horses. I really wish that was an ability in 2004. That would be so fun. We'll retire you, my girl. I think we've done all we can do. And you are also eligible for the Hall of Fame. Like I said, I still feel like she massively underachieved, but she won a GWS because she was strong enough to race in as many races as possible, and for the most part, she finished in the points almost every time, except for one race. And then she won a race as well, so yeah. In you go, you replace Catch This Gal, and yeah, they literally, they probably replaced them with the same exact ratings. And actually, before we go to do breeding, let's see who's available. Absurd Angel and Even Fan. Average growth type for Absurd Angel for this filly. Not bad. I mean, average growth type. She's already 3 years old, though, so she's not going to get that much better. Even Fan. Fairy Fear. I like those abilities on Fairy Fear. I'm not going to lie to you. Closer. Okay on the turf. Great on the dirt. A closer on the dirt. Fairy Fear. I don't know, man. Mad Courage is already back. I just retired this guy, like, what, 6 years ago? Clean Image. Close Race not good. Staying away from that. Good abilities here on Common Earth. 9 to... I'm kind of liking Common Earth. I've never worked with this horse before. I wish you could look at the horses like you close up, like you can in 2004. Crazy Monster, Fresh Venus, ugh. Mad Express. Sustained growth type on Mad Express here. He's already 3 years old. But that means he's still growing, so his stats could still... All these 70s could hit 80s. That'd be pretty competitive. Common Earth is quite... I mean, he's a dirt horse. A strong dirt horse. So, I mean, what are we sacrificing with him? A bad power rating? Right, his power rating is going to be C or D, but he's got good abilities. Now, he can run anywhere from closer to maybe Procedure. It's more shaded towards the mid, but... I mean, this gives me an incentive to get to the front. If he has last corner leader and closer as an ability, that... Common Earth... You know what? Here's the deal. If I buy him now, we'll be able to do breeding this year, and then we'll have to skip it next year. Right? Because America's Dream, he's not going anywhere anytime soon, and same thing for Ready for Combat. So, I guess the decision is, do you want to buy another stud, and then only be able to get one foal, and not breed for a couple of years? Or, do you stick with the horses you have now, and keep the 2 spaces open, that way we can do breeding this year and next year? Gotta be honest, I kind of want to stick to that. Because as far as the studs we have now, like, I'm not upset with them. I mean, Paracosm, I think, is still back there, and I don't know if I'll ever use them. Like, Toxic Waters, I'm not getting rid of. Twin Sun, he's our speed... I mean, he's our speed line for what it's worth. He has Mad Courage in his pedigree. So, Honeybee as well. So, I want to keep him here because of that. Social Brandy, just all-around strong dude. No reason to get rid of him. And same thing for Electric Arrows. Like, I don't want to touch any of these guys for now. Paracosm is the only one I would remove. And America's Dream will probably be the first Colt to obviously replace him. Because he's the only one. He's the only boy we're racing on track. So, as much as I would like to experiment with Common Earth, like, I want to stick to what we're doing, and I want to make sure we can actually get 2 foals from our 2 newest broodmares. We can do breeding this year with whomever, and then do the same thing next year, right? I think that's, for what it's worth, I think that's a better plan. I didn't want to do breeding just yet. I actually just wanted to look at the parents. So here we are. We just retired One Lady Miracle. Yeah, she's got the D stats in there that aren't great. D response, D temper, D breaking. Ugh. She does have a sustained growth type. Do they all have sustained? No, Eastapool is early. So Eastapool is the only early growth type. They're all sustained. That's actually fantastic. Just for reference. So here's One Lady Miracle. I mean, she has S power. Her stamina's not great, and her speed was only B. So yeah, she was only meant to be an average horse. Yeah, I don't know. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I will buy Common Earth, because I don't know if I really want to get a horse from her now. Pale Reef, 100%. I mean, look, everything on the left is A's, and the right side doesn't look pretty at all, but we can balance that out. But I have to make this decision now just in case. You know what? I think we're going to go ahead and buy Common Earth, and we'll have him replace Paracosm. Only because I didn't realize One Lady Miracle's stats weren't really what I want to use for breeding. Not saying I won't ever use her for breeding. It's just like right now, I don't think she fits the plan. So Common Earth, I want to work with this dude. Never have before. Good stats, average growth type, so obviously not sustained, not what we're used to, but these are really good stats, man. So if he can carry this on and give us some strong, monstrous dirt horses, and we can work a turf pedigree into there, this could be really dangerous. So we'll see. And actually, we're going to go ahead and throw him We can't run him in the Derby because I haven't raced with him. Now we have a month. Maybe we can try to put him in a spot to win, but there's no high stake. I mean, there's no high value races for him. It's just opens. So I'm just gonna have to run him in these opens. Maybe if he wins a couple or he wins at least one, breaks his maiden, maybe he'll have a shot. I don't know how that works in this game. All right. And we'll be racing with him now, actually. So yeah, that actually worked out. I wasn't going to do it because I thought I wanted to do breeding with both brood mares back to back, but One Lady Miracle, yeah, her stats are not ideal, but again, I'll keep her back there, and just in case I change my mind. That's really always the point. Yeah, he's going to pay 80 cents to win, no surprise. Let's just see how he does. See how he does. Let's see how he rides. I like his abilities. I want to see if you can get closer and then last corner leader both. Oh, beautiful. No temper at all. Oh, this might be a joyous time. This may have been a really, really good long-term decision, eh? And the thing is, the game shouldn't punish me if I decide to run him as a procedure, right? Because he does have the triangle shaded, so... Now, granted, this is an open. I'm actually going to drop him back. I'm going to drop him back. Shut up. I know what I'm doing. I'm going to drop him back. I want to see what happens when I, you know, obviously, if I were to run him as a more of a, you know, a closer. I just want to see what happens with the abilities. Of course, as I've been saying, I would prefer to run my horses as procedures unless I know they are a true closer like Honeybee, right? If I know I have a closer like Honeybee, I will chill behind the horses and have a blast. But if they struggle to close, then I don't want to deal with that. So, now we're going to move him up. Move him up. Don't know where the gap is going to be. Right there. Okay. Good. He's still pushing. Okay, so there's closer. So last corner leader, it's going to be tough. It depends on how far the field is. Closer is going to be pretty easy to get from back there. Last corner leader is obviously going to depend on where the rest of the field is. He's an 80-cent favorite. He should be blowing the field away like this. Wow. I mean, that's expected, but gosh, he just feels like he's just in a world of his own, man. He just keeps getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So, gosh, I really want to run him in the Derby, man. He's a 3-year-old Colt, close to his prime. Like, he is 9-length winner. I wasn't even trying. Next race, I'm going to run him as a procedure and see how he handles that. But my goodness. Yeah, I'm actually really glad I picked him up. And I'm just enjoying racing with horses that I've never played with in the game, you know? This horse is an early bloomer. Early growth type for King Lark? Yeah, that makes sense. Mad Courage, early growth type. Twin Sun, obviously the same thing. So we'll get him at his best right from the start. Should be exciting. I'm really, really looking forward to this guy's debut. And I'm sure he'll break his maiden. But yeah, I'm really glad I actually picked up Common Earth. That to me is much more valuable than doing a breeding session with One Lady Miracle right now. No shade to my girl, you know, it's just, we have to be honest. You know, she had a ceiling and she wasn't going to get beyond it. Oh gosh. I actually used my left thumb and I almost got there, and it's... hey, that's 1 point below my average, but I think that will still count as, like, good, and that's really all that matters for me, because that's going to be the best I do. 74, 84 in the every... Not even every blue moon, the every, like, green moon. So below my average is like, I think my God, I'm not better. Oh, okay. Oh, fair enough. I'm not mad at that. Breeding season is here. So I'm using Pale Reef, and I would like to use a stud that will balance out with her. Let's see, who has a really strong right side? Classic Waters, not so much. Twin Sun, not so much. Gosh, they're all kind of the same. Ooh, Electric Arrow. Paracosm's actually not bad on the right side. Could this be a good opportunity to use him? I'm just kind of curious. I mean, Paracosm is average. His power rating is his worst. So if I were to breed him with Pale Reef, the power rating is going to struggle. But again, remember, she already has a good dirt rating, even though her preference is turf. So breeding her with Paracosm, we could potentially... Could we get a great on turf and dirt? Since Paracosm obviously had a great dirt rating because he was a dirt horse. This might be a good time to give it a shot, man. I mean, who else am I going to use Paracosm for? Let's see what little dude says. 22k. So you look on the left side, B's and A's, except for the power rating. Again, that's going to suffer. You're combining that on the left side again, B's and A's. And then on the right side, you know, we're really using Paracosm to balance out Pale Reef. I mean, the top 3 of our studs, they didn't have a good right side. And Electric Arrow, he's actually probably the better. He's obviously the stronger option. But I wonder. Of course, you know, combining their course preferences, we could end up getting a horse that's great on both. That's what I'm thinking about. Distance is middle, that's expected. Like type Preceder to mid. So maybe we'll get some flexibility with a horse that can run Preceder or maybe in the middle of the pack, and they're going to have a sustained growth type. The stats aren't going to be out of this world, obviously. In fact, let me look at Paracosm's pedigree again. Crimson Art and Big Monster. So there's some potential for some strength in there. And then Electric Arrow. This is obviously the number 1 choice. This bill is 8k more. And the thing is, his right side isn't bad in comparison to Paracosm, and actually, he does have the all preference for his course. They both have sustain, the same leg type, and he's a shorter distance, so it might actually make sense to use Electric Arrow. As much as I would kind of like to see what would happen with Paracosm, but yeah, it's the only thing about this game. The limited space is really nerve-wracking sometimes. 2004, you can figure all this out in one breeding session in 1 year and then decide what to do. You know? Because it's like, when am I ever going to get to use him? Is it worth using him? I mean, he did better than what we thought. He got good classifications and everything. Didn't get into the Hall of Fame, though. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know when we're going to have a chance to use him. Toxic Waters. As great as he did. Do I have a horse from him yet, though? A foal, I mean? HRG Arrow, no. This is where I'm torn, okay? There's like some preference syndrome going on in here with like me wanting to use like our actual originals, but then it's like they're not as strong as the endgame horses. Even though Toxic Waters and Electric Arrow both did pretty well. In fact, let me compare their Hall of Fame. Let's see who actually did better, like, on paper. Because I can't remember. Alright, so let's look at Toxic Waters first. So Toxic Waters had 24 wins out of 31 meets, and 18 of those were grade 1s, and he achieved 6 titles. With a GWS Turf, International, and Horse of the Year. So 18 grade 1 wins, 24 wins, 6 titles. Electric Arrow, let's check him out. Electric Arrow, couple more grade 1 wins, 21 wins, or 21 grade 1 wins, 23 wins overall. And yeah, 8 titles. Yeah, Electric Arrow, definitely the best horse in our stud farms right now. I mean, yeah, he swept the GWS. Gosh, I'm not mad. It just feels like I should just use Electric Arrow all the time because he's clearly the strongest guy back there. And it's not even close, you know? I mean, actually, in all respect to Toxic Waters, it was actually a little bit closer than I thought. But yeah, Electric Arrow achieved more. Let's see, like, I forgot, Toxic Waters does have bears, though, just a bit disappointing, and I don't know who he inherited that from, because again, neither of those horses had that ability, so Didn't get it from his parents. The game just decided to plague him with it. I think we gotta use Electric Arrow, man. It just, until there's a reason not to. And obviously, if I want to avoid inbreeding at some point, I'm gonna have to do something different, which I will, you know. That'll be fine. I did consider breeding Toxic Waters, and I think Ready for Combat, right? And there's no inbreeding with either of them, so yeah, maybe I can breed those two. I would feel better about that, because I'm not going to use One Lady Miracle right now unless something crazy happens and I change my mind. So if we can retire Ready for Combat over One Lady Miracle, I wouldn't mind using her in Toxic Waters 1 year. I think that would be interesting. So we'll do Electric Arrow and Pale Reef. This makes the most sense, and we're bound to get a horse that hopefully can be great on both legitimately. I was taking a chance with Paracosm. This should ensure it. Of course, it's going to be successful. And there we go. Breeding for next year. A new foal on the way. Filly or Colt? I don't know. Alright, so Common Earth. Great debut. Now, he probably still is not eligible for the Triple Crown. I mean, the Derby. I don't know how they decide that. He's got to win, like, bigger races, but, like, we don't have access to those races. You know? 125. Like, could I do it if I just get a couple more wins? Can't even race in the second cup. He can't race in anything. Anything of importance. We can run him in a grade 2 at 12 furlongs, but that's on the turf, and he's a dirt horse. I don't know how he would handle that. So, actually, I'm going to... gosh. It's just turf races, and then another open. Like, there's no way he can be... That serves as a qualification. Could he run in a grade 2? Like, could he run in a grade 2? I mean, granted, the Derby is this week as well. No, if I'm going to run him, I have to run him now. I'll run him in this open. We win that. I doubt the Derby will be open. Really disappointing. That would have been nice. All right. Well... I'll continue to race until we at least get to his next race. Well, beyond that, I mean, we'll go into May and we'll see what they end up saying. America's Dream, back on the turf where he should be. He's up here in the Grade 1 Azalea Cup. Kinky Crown. Cool horse. No chance today. Only one today. Interesting long name. Chili Fame's here. Second Death is the favorite. Chief Missile behind. America's Dream second favorite. So, I mean, this race is here for us to win. I just need to do what I need to do with him. And hopefully that's the case. America's Dream up in the Azalea Cup. Can he win his second Grade 1? That is the goal. That is what we will be aiming for. We get it. Let's go, my boy. Let's see what we can do here, eh? Let's just get to the gates. And we're off and racing in the Grade 1 Azalea Cup. It's a decent start on the outside from a 14-horse America's Dream. He's going to try to push the pace here. Get himself towards the front. He doesn't want to be running 5 wide or anything ridiculous heading into turn 1. Looks like he is going to get himself settled pretty nicely here. Move over. Jockey checking to make sure we don't bump any horses. And... looks like a successful run from the outside post to get right behind the leaders. And that's how you break from post position 14. You see, I can do it when I'm really paying attention. It's not hard, but it does require a little bit more focus. And sometimes I'm just not always in the focus mode in this game. Sometimes it's just not how the cookie crumbles, man. I wish they had the other camera angle. The fact that these are the only two in this game is like, ew. They don't have like a Skycam camera angle like they do in, 03 or 01. I mean, not 03, but Gallop Racer 2001 or Gallop Racer 3. And actually, that gap was not really there, so I'm going to send them out here to the outside. Sit. Let's go. All right. See how he does here. Just had to have him sit there, watch him drive. Let's go, my boy. This is your race to win. And there it is. There it is. America's Dream pulling away. It's going to clear this field and get him his second Grade 1. Wins the Azalea Cup. And imagine if I actually would have sent him sooner, that horse that just caught us at the end would have actually probably passed us. So me holding him, right decision. I didn't get baited or trolled by the AI going when they were going. I'm like, let's be patient. Let's mind our time. Bide our strength there to make a really strong run. And that's what he ended up doing. Another grade 1 victory for Mr. Dream. Gets it done. Azalea Cup winner. Let's go, my boy. Good stuff. Technically, he can run in the Derby, probably, but, like, is he going to win it? I don't know. Highly unlikely. I mean, I suppose I could still give him a shot since the game is still probably not going to allow Common Earth to have a chance. He would be perfect for it, but there's no races for him to, like, earn a spot in there. No valuable races. Really annoying. All right, America's Dream. Looking good, my boy. Looking good. 6th win out of his 8th start. So, yeah, he's on a really, really good trajectory here. Training regiment. I'm just going to continue to do the speed. 4 months of speed, 2 months of balance. I wonder if this works for, like, just training in general. If that's the case, I'm going to do this for all of my horses. Just whatever I want their main focus to be, I'll do that for 4 months, and then I'll put it back on balance for 2. Maybe that's the best way to... Not the best way, but a good way, or an alternative way to get good training results. I don't know. So, yeah, he can definitely run in the Derby, but, I mean, again, is he going to really have a chance? Probably not. So, I think I just need to focus on the turf races with him. He could run the Young Mile Cup. I don't know if he'll be 100% ready for that. But actually, let's run him in Europe. Let's run him in Europe. Regal Stakes or the Dublin? Maybe the Dublin, because he'll strictly be running against 3-year-olds only. Regal Stakes, a little bit of a higher prize pool. But I just want to run him against the 3-year-olds, because he could get an award this year, and that might be a good race for it. I recall that race being in there for, like, awards. Sometimes when we get there and it's like, oh, a horse that got 3-year-old Colt. It's unlikely that race itself will get it to you, but if you have a really good year, it can happen. I know it's happened for us a while ago, long time ago. So it's a good race to win if you can. Common Earth, back in an open. Instead of paying 80 cents to win, he's going to pay 60 cents to win now. Like, there's no way the committee is going to think these races are valuable to allow him in the Derby. And that's what annoys me, because I get it. Like, there's no competition here. But it's like he doesn't have a chance. Like, they're not even giving me a chance. Now, what I'm going to do differently here today in this race is run him as a procedure and see if he still has the same level of dominance or if he really does benefit off of setting off the pace, saving ground as a mid-pack runner. And we'll see if that benefits him a little bit better. But for time being, keep him to the front. Just chase the leaders. Beautiful gray here. Who is that? Round Crystal. Beautiful gray. Get a closer look at you, Round Crystal. Yeah, cool looking gray here. We care less about the jockey, but the horse... Cool dude. Or girl. Don't know if it's Colt or a filly. Alright. So, sitting comfortable here with our guy. Actually, I forgot he has last corner leader. Oh, don't! Oh, we almost blocked. Not going to get it. So, still need to get going sooner, obviously, for last corner leader, but he's still driving hard. Wow. So he can still benefit off of running as a procedure or mid. That's actually fantastic. That gives me a lot of flexibility with this guy. Because knowing how strong he is, like I said, having certain type of horses as mid-pack runners or closers, they have to be really strong and fast. They have to have the speed. Running at the back of the pack is going to do you and your horse no good if they're as slow as a turtle. I think we all can agree on that, right? They have to have some above average speed to make that worthwhile. So we're doing as we should be doing with Common Earth, winning races at 9 lengths both times. 9 length winners in his open. It's 2 easy wins, but it's not going to do anything for giving him a shot at the Derbies, Triple Crown. Unfortunately, but there's nothing I can do about that. I'm actually going to do Entrust. I really don't feel like doing training right now. Oh, I think we could have done better. It's fine. I don't care. All right. Really wish I could put you in the Derby, my boy, but like they're not going to give us a chance, are they? Nope. So no Triple Crown for you. He can't run in the Young Mile Cup, but like he's in the green. Actually, I might as well do Golden. No. I actually want to see how he runs in that. He's in the green. It's a furlong shorter than his preferred, but he's still a pretty strong horse, so... Yeah, he's actually still growing. His speed could hit 90. We're back up with Common Earth. Just that quick. So, knock these 3 races out. Don't know if it'll be the end of the video or if I'll continue. It'll at least be the end of my recording session. And I guess once I get to editing, I'll decide if that'll be the end of the video or if I'll bring it back and add another part another day. So still good odds. Not going to pay 80 cents, obviously. He's finally running against competition he should be running against. Grade 1 level horses. And actually, we are the favorite by like 10 cents over White Stage, which is a good horse, so that we could very easily lose to that horse if I don't get this right. Straight Impulse will be in there as well. But yeah, we are actually the favorite. As I kind of thought we should be close to that. He's not at 100%, but he's a strong horse, man. Mighty strong. There's one thing I felt like, or I feel like I've been able to do, is really get strong studs for the most part in this game. To sire some of the more recent originals we've had in like the last, 10 years. Most of them. We've had a couple of odd ones that weren't like super, super strong, but most of the boys we've gotten, they've been pretty set. Kramer's King has the record here. Wow. Great start here for Common Earth in the Young Mile Cup. Racing against the 3-year-olds in the mile. And that's a mad dash out the gate for everybody. I don't know what we're doing here. I'm just trying to wait to see. Can you guys move in, please? Move in, move in, move in, you fool. Thank you. I wanted to wait. I wanted to try to overtake that horse. But you know what? He's fine with the positioning. I really don't need to be worried about anything. I just wanted to clear this 11 horse. I don't want to... Look, running 7 wide. It doesn't even make sense. It's so ridiculous. I need to clear this horse. Like, could you stop? Ugh. Really thought I cleared it without bumping. So obnoxious. We got plenty of stamina left. I'm just... Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, last corner leader is kind of hard with him because I feel like he benefits off of holding a little bit. Like, if I send him to the front too early, is he strong enough to probably pull away to an extent? I just want to make sure I win. And, wow, this guy's not even at 100%, and this is what he's doing. We might as well have still been the 80-cent favorite. Holy cow. I'm so glad I picked up Common Earth. I'm so glad I thought about it. If you guys notice, I'm thinking my decisions out more in this game. I'm not making, like, terrible decisions like I used to in the earlier, you know, times of the playthrough where just certain things, it's just like, yeah, I would have went back and redone that. Great, great pickup from Common Earth. This guy is amazing. He's running like this, not even at 100%. I know he's pretty much almost at his peak, but still, like, he's strong enough where I think we'll be able to run him probably a year to 2 years past his prime, right? He's that type of horse. And there he is, your Young Mile Cup winner. Wasn't even close. That's why I wanted to run him in the Derby, man. And to think he's still, wow, 8 lengths. 9-length winner, 9-length winner, 8-length winner. Amazing stuff from Common Earth, man. This guy's an absolute monster. Gosh, cannot wait to see the type of horses we get from him. Yeah, I know you're not doing well now, but you're 3 for 3, my guy, and it's not even close. Like, you're blowing your competition out of the water. They don't even have a chance. They don't even have a chance. So, yeah. I mean, look at these stats. I mean, he's actually really strong. 85 stamina. Maybe I can send him to the front. I guess I need to give it a shot, but he's on a roll. And let me guess, now he could be eligible for, like, maybe the Preakness and the Belmont? Yep, see? This game is funny. So, I might as well run him in the... I'll run him in the Preakness because, to be honest, like, waiting for the Belmont seems... Nah. Shorter distance in the Preakness as well. He won't be at 100%, but I want to see how he does on the dirt. So, well, actually, I get these last 3 races knocked out here. And then we'll go from there. But, yeah. Fun times with Common Earth already. I really want to see how he's like compared to like some of the strongest horses in the game. We haven't had that challenge clearly yet. But we're going to go ahead and get started here in the Grade 2 Nagano, one of my favorite Grade 2 races in this game, with Ready for Combat. It's a field of 14 Courtly duos here, and she is the favorite. Or he is the favorite, my bad. Major Cyclone, he's here as well. And as far as she, and I'm referring to Ready for Combat, she's the only filly in this field. We have a chance to finish third. Chance to finish third with her. And Corley Duo is going to be hard to beat. Okay. I didn't even... I guess I pressed X. I guess I pressed X when I wasn't even trying to press X. That's exactly what happened there. But in all honesty, maybe that start benefited us because instead of fighting those horses to try to get around turn 1, I could just shoot her right up to the inside rail, and we actually get into position quicker than I probably would have done elsewhere. So that worked out somehow. I just feel like there's constant like good energy surrounding Ready for Combat. For her to have such a violent name, like it really seems like the Gallop Racer admins, whatever you want to refer to them as, they're looking out for us. Bad position, but like, okay, I'm ignoring that. Let's go. Long way to go. Nothing I could do. Those horses were blocking our way. So we'll see if she can have a good run and maybe try to catch this horse on the inside. For a long and a half left to go. That is Crimson Canary. That's another good horse. Trying to reel her in. Probably not going to happen. And she's still fighting. She's going to get 5th. That was tough. That was actually really tough for some reason. 7th. No. Wow. Not good. It was really tough. I don't know what the game is going to say. D on the stretch run. C on positioning. You know the crazy thing is, when I dropped her just like a little bit in speed, then it said she was in okay positioning. She's a procedure. She can run 5th. We've done that with her. That's a strange one. I'm not going to lie. That's a really strange one. 7 furlongs, though. Is that her distance? I mean, that wasn't 7 furlongs. No, that was 7. No, that was 8 furlongs. But her distance is, yeah, 7. I don't know them. That was a really, really, really weird one, to be honest with you. Yeah, that was a really weird one. I mean, I think she's capable of running in Grade 2s and being competitive, but 7th place, that's not where she should have finished. I gotta be honest, I'm not really sure what I could have done differently there. There was no space for me to go, really. Like, I had to wait. So, I'm not really sure what they would have wanted me to do otherwise. You know, like if I waited to send her, I don't think she was going to catch them, clearly. And I still held her back quite a bit. I didn't send her ASAP. I just knew we had to make some ground because that was going to be quite a long turn to run. Now, obviously, if I would have held off and waited till we were pretty much on the straight, she would have had some really great closing speed. But would she have fared that much better? I don't know. Like, she's still not that fast of a horse, so that's I kind of want to race her again because that just I don't know. I didn't like the way that felt, so I'm gonna race her again in a Grade 2 America JS or JC, and after this she'll need to take some time to recover. It's a longer distance. Maybe she's not really good at the shorter distances. Maybe she prefers to run a little bit longer. So I'll see if that's the case. But that did not go according to plan. Usually I know what I could do differently. That time, I'm not really sure. So we're back here again. okay odds. I think we actually have to finish, let's see, 1, 2, 3. We're supposed to finish 4th. So that's still, I mean, we still need to be competitive, is what the game is saying. She has a good guts rating as well, so it's not like she was discouraged. There was no kick, there was no drive there. It just kind of felt like she was going in slow motion. So, yeah, I don't know. That was weird. I really can't pinpoint what I could have done differently in the stretch. I pretty much got her started when I usually get her started from like a muscle memory perspective, and she just didn't really respond well to it. So, I don't know. And the game somehow saying she wasn't in her positioning also kind of messed us up. She was definitely exactly where I run her all the time. They just weren't accepting it in that race for some strange reason. So I don't know. I mean, do they want her third? Is that how? I mean, do they seriously want her third? Because to me, that's a bit extreme. We've been able to run Procedures in 5th most of this game, and that's always worked. So, you know, I'm not sure what else, but I'm going to keep her at least 4th. 4th or 3rd. I'm not going to keep her 5th, because apparently, depending on the race, sometimes the game is upset by that. It makes no sense. And this race, I'm actually going to try to get her ahead of the field. I know she does benefit from, like, being the first one to, like, hit turn 4. I don't know why that happened. No, it's not planned. But, yeah, I know she benefits from being able to be the first horse heading into the stretch. So I'm going to try to be mindful of that, and maybe we can take advantage. I really want to clear this horse next to us, so I'm trying to get her up without running her in first, but we're not going to have a chance. Okay. We're going to have to go now. I don't know what else they're going to want me to do. I mean, she's pushing. She's got a good run here. Really good run. The rest of the other horses had a long way to go. We might be able to get it done here. I mean, this is honestly more or less kind of how I ran her in the last race. There were just more horses to compete against. So that race was an anomaly. She gets the win. Just clears it ahead. The only thing I could take away from those 2 races is that, like I said, she has to be as close to like first place heading into the stretch as possible to give her the best chance. At least until her stats get better. But hey, that's a really good grade 2 win. That's 11.5 furlongs, man. That's not a sleeper. That's a long way to go. That's over like a mile. It's almost a mile and a half on the dirt. You know, that's not an easy way. And yeah, she clears that by a length. So yeah, the positioning was better, but I ran her 4th instead of 5th. Like, come on, you know, like. It's just stupid things like that, where it's like the game is just being really, really, really OCD about like the numerical values of where the horses are supposed to be. I'm just happy we got the win. Like I said, I had to bounce back from that one. Happy she did. We're moving on to the Baltimore Derby, the Preakness, and we are second favorite behind Clean Image. I rarely see that horse. Fairy Fear, the other horse I was looking at, is also here. In other words, we have a chance to win. In fact, we weren't the favorite in the last race either, right? That grade 1. And we shattered that, so yeah, we should still be able to win this too. I'm not really concerned. Clean Image, like, who? No offense. Obviously, I'm assuming it's a good horse, but like, it's not a horse I run against a lot or beats us a lot. It's not one of those. Like, it hasn't earned my respect in that regards, because like, it's not a horse that has actually beaten us on track. Beauty Value beating us on track. You know, who else? Obviously Wonder Whale, you know, Sedate Ruler. These are horses we've ran against in some of our tougher series that have actually beaten us on track. Divine, Steel, you know. These horses have beaten us on merit on the track. Therefore, every time I see them and we have a chance to race them, I'm excited. Even if, you know, I know they have the better chance to win, I'm always excited to run against those horses because of how good they are. Clean Image, you got to earn my respect, bro. You've done nothing against us. I could care less what the game says you are. You have to beat us. Because the game also thought Major River was going to beat us every single time, and she never beat us. She still hasn't beaten us in this game. Not once. Not once has Major River in this game beaten us. Not once. The game would say she was the favorite every time. Some of you guys remember, and she did not beat us once. Therefore, I am very hesitant to take the game's word for face value when they say somebody's the favorite. I'm like, okay, you said that with Major River about 25 times and she didn't win one time, so I need to see it to believe it. Now, running him towards the front. Pretty hot pace here. I'm guessing. I guess I'll have to wait and see. I feel like we're running pretty fast. But again, these dirt tracks in this game, you have to take advantage of like being closer towards the rail. Running on the outside is not ideal and not fun. You will suffer. Just trying to wait to see what that horse is going to do. All right, let's go. Good run. It's going to be tough. Oh, he's so strong, man. Unbelievable. Common Earth is so strong. He can roll away in the Preakness and make it look like it was nothing. Not even at 100%. This is why I wanted to run him in the Derby, and they totally robbed us of that. Insane that I had to win like at least a grade 2 or a grade 1 in our case in order for us to be eligible, but it's like he would have been he could have won the Derby. Could have easily won the Triple Crown. He smashes the Preakness. Oh my goodness, what a dude. I know I've said this about 5,000 times in this video. I'm so glad I picked him up. Gosh, he feels, in comparison to other horses I've ran, he feels like Electric Arrow in regards to his consistency, his dominance, the way he gets stronger as he runs. I also feel Western Tiger in there as well. Yeah, he's kind of like a culmination of some of my favorite horses, I feel. It's a weird feeling. That's why I'm like, I can't really describe it. Of course, we set a record. Absolutely smashes that. And again, I don't even need to have him in the right positioning because you see what's happening at the end. He's destroying it in the stretch. Which also backs up my point that the positioning is very finicky in this game. Like, you don't have to always be there. Even though the game will try to punish you for not being there. If you have the right horse, it doesn't matter. You can ignore the game and you can still win a race that you're not meant to really win. Not at 100%. Clear it by 4 lengths and set the record. That's literally 4 things I just mentioned. That technically goes against the game's logic in accordance to how you should play and how you should race your horses. Because this is school and we're doing a textbook. No, we're not. We are improvising. That's the best fun for me in video games. You can play it however you want to, and if you figure out a way to make it work, that's just how it works. So Miss Combat, I want to get her in a grade 1. I just don't know when and where. Guess July. All right. Long Beach Cup. She is a dirt horse. Let's see how she handles that grade 1 and see if she's actually ready to really take that seriously. She's 4 years old, but you can see her stats. She's still growing. Still growing. Taking a while, though. Taking quite a while. But she did get that really, really nice bounce back in that grade 2. 11.5. That's a tough race to win, man. That's actually really impressive. Maybe she's ready. And we're 4 for 4 with Common Earth. This guy is... Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It totally makes sense. It's not like I'm surprised. It's just like, wow, he's way... I mean, yeah, he's that good. That's more of it. Looking at the stats, his abilities, I'm like, this looks like my ideal type of, like, awesome horse. Now, unfortunately, because of how much I've been racing him, he's not going to be back in the blue all the way till August. Got to get him in the Hall of Fame, so we may have to run him in the green for quite a bit. I mean, I got him started off really quickly here. He only has an average growth type as well, so, like, we have a short window to win with him. Diamond Cup on the turf. Is that worth it? Because, like, how many races have we missed for the dirt already? You know, actually, let me just look to see what races we can do. Obviously, chasing the dirt would be more ideal with him, but he's won on the turf like it was nothing as well, so... let's see. I mean, there's no GWS on the dirt. I forgot, the dirt really doesn't kick up until the fall anyway, so, like, we might be okay with not really running him too much. We can actually give him the summer off. I mean, I don't like doing that necessarily, but, like, I want him to be healthy. So, Yeah, we'll save him September. Gosh, it's a long layoff, but again, he doesn't have the greatest health rating, so you're either talking about sacrificing maybe a GWS title just for a couple of grade ones that still aren't going to give you a title in the next 5 months. Like I could run him in some of these grade ones, but then he'll just be perpetually in the green for most of his career. Now, by the numbers that he's winning with, the margins, it may not matter, but like if I try to run him in the Diamond Cup, I don't know. It's like I'm sure he can handle it. But again, like he also doesn't have the greatest health, so it's not like I'm gonna have a lot of opportunities to win that for him. And at least on the dirt, it's tough. He has a win on the turf and the dirt, so either direction I go, it's gonna be the same. But it's just like I feel like what makes the most sense is actually saving him for the course he's on. Like, to me, it's a guaranteed win at this point that we can dominate the dirt if I race him every time, even if he's not at 100%, right? I think that's what we should chase for him. So, that's what we'll do for him, ready for combat. She'll be on the dirt in another grade 1 test in July. Hopefully, she might be ready to kick it up a notch. America's Dream will be closing off almost an hour and a half, actually. This ended up being longer than I thought, so just go ahead and make this the last race of the episode. And America's Dream will be up here in the grade 1 double-in. This is the first time I've raced them internationally, so our boy is traveling overseas for the first time. Or, no, not the first time, but you know what I mean. For where he's supposed to be. Not on the dirt, but the turf. And Diamond Plan is here. Fan-freaking-tastic. Yeah, that's actually literally the only horse to beat. Nobody else even really is close. Far ending, not taking you seriously. You could end up doing well. You could do well, but, I mean, Diamond Plan is the only horse I'm respecting legitimately in this race. So, is America's Dream better than Diamond Plan? Obviously not. But can we surprise Diamond Plan? Can Diamond Plan get caught in traffic? Those things can happen. But we'll see. We shall see. Depending on how this race goes and how well he finishes, I can continue to run him in grade 1s until he wins, or if I want to stack just regular wins with him in general, even if they're not grade 1s, just put him in races that I think he's actually capable of finishing in first. Until his stats continue to get better and I feel, again, comfortable putting him in a grade 1. He's getting close. I'm not saying he can't win. It's just like I do want to make sure he has a good profile of a lot of wins, and I don't want to do with him like I've done with other horses where I wasted some opportunities with them because I was only putting them in grade 1s that they weren't ready to win. They were close. Maybe they won 2, but like they didn't win the other 6 until they really peaked, right? Like I don't want to waste those 6 races. I would prefer for those 6 races to at least be wins, depending on what's available for us. So we'll see what races we have in front of us going into the summer, and we'll see what probably benefits him currently. Where is Diamond Plan? You know, it doesn't even matter, does it? Okay, got a good jump there. Really good jump. Is that going to last? Oh, there's Diamond Plan to the inside. Diamond Plan's going to take off on us. But look, it's just us and Diamond Plan. We've cleared the rest of the field behind us. Good effort, though. Really good effort from America's Dream. I mean, to finish only, what, 2.5 lengths behind Diamond Plan? That's not terrible. It wasn't like Diamond Plan ran off and cleared us by 5. That horse just got away a little bit. And then we knew it was pretty much done. 2.5 lanes, and he sets the record. That's not a bad result at all. And Diamond Plan's a fantastic horse with much better stats than where we currently are with America's Dream. So, that's also the thing. It's like, you take Diamond Plan out of that race and you put another okay grade 1 horse in there, America's Dream is winning that race, right? So that's what I mean. I'm going to have to be flexible with him. Look for the right races and the right conditions. Granted, I can't know when Diamond Plan or any horse like that's going to show up. But that was fun. I like to see him fight there. And I'm going to do guts training. Hopefully I can get this right. Last month of preparation. But yeah, that was better than I thought. That was much better than I thought. In all honesty, I actually really expected Diamond Plan to kind of clear us by 5 lengths or more. That horse did not, like, get away from us. Not really. You know? He was right there with him. So, yeah, that was a good effort, man. Gosh. He gets a little bit faster. He can beat Diamond Plan. That's actually pretty amazing. I cannot believe that worked. My analog stick stopped working halfway through. I, like, literally panicked. All that for 80 points, but hey, it's going to be a good instead of a, oh, I thought we were going to do better. Like, we'll take it. Can't, like, my analog stick's literally stuck halfway. I did the most desperate twirling of my thumb to try to get it unstuck, just for us to get that. Alright, let's see how he finishes. Remember, he's going to peak early, so his stats should be pretty high from the get-go. Okay. So 8 to 11, not too wide of a distance range. Of course, great on the turf. Dirt's not going to be our thing. Proceeder, fantastic. Speed's already at 81. Stamina's only at 62. Power's at 46. So internationally, he may struggle. He's got good health, though. Good health means we can race him a ton, and he should recover very quickly. Good response rating and good guts. He's got heart. His power rating is his worst attribute, ironically, but, like, I think we could win with the horse like this. I'm hoping that's the case. I'm not going to put my foot in my mouth because sometimes things go differently. He's already B ranked as well. Gate Rocket. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. This is my first horse ever in this game or 2004 as an original to get Gate Rocket. Wow. Caden, I think you called though. You were talking in the Discord, and you mentioned that one ability that you think, if it's in the pedigree, you have a chance to get Gate Rocket from a horse down the line. And yeah, close race, okay, fantastic. Always love having that, and then Gate Rocket from the start. Can I race you today? Can we do one more race? Anything? No, I forgot. He's 2 years old. We can't race until July. We already did his tack, and we can't change it anyways. Wow. Okay. Well, guys, that's going to do it. Ready for combat. She does move up to B ranked, and she finally has her first top stat in the 70s, and that's her speed. It just cleared. America's Dream, he's still B ranked. He's almost at 80 for speed, so that's great. King Lark starts off at 81. All right. Well, we have a lot to look forward to. The boys are looking pretty strong here and ready for combat, still coming into her own. We'll see how she develops in that grade 1 in our next video. So I'll do it. Appreciate you guys for the love and support on the channel. As always, feel free to leave any comments that you would like to leave, any thoughts in regards to our horses and what we're doing going forward. Make sure to smash the like button. It does help out a lot. And yeah, thank you guys so much. And until next time, Horse Racing Gamer sign out. It'll be a great and fantastic day. I will see you later. And goodbye.